What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great week. I'm out here at Umstead Park. This is Sunday, the end of the week, I guess, long run. Right now I'm on the Company Mill Trail. I started at the old Reedy Creek entrance. In this week's episode, I just want to talk a little bit about the Uwharrie 100, what the course is like, what my goals are, what my expectations are, how I'm planning to tackle it. So stay tuned and I will bring you along today's trail run and talk about Uwharrie. Everybody, welcome back. So let me preface this video and say, if I seem like super tired, super sluggish, low energy, that's because I am very, very sleepy. I only got a couple hours of sleep last night. I was lazy all morning yesterday. Actually, I was too infatuated on watching the UTMB live stream all of Friday night and Saturday morning, so I didn't sleep well that night either. I had some friends running UTMB, and of course just wanted to follow along the race as it's one of the most prestigious 100-mile ultra trail events out there. But yeah, so anyway, yesterday I decided to do my long run in the evening. I started just past 5 o'clock p.m. and ran almost 21 miles. It was definitely a mental battle. I almost bailed, wanted to call it quits several times yesterday. First of all, it started in the pouring rain right at 5 o'clock, right when I got out of my car. Okay, here we go. This is what I get. Stayed running for about 30-40 minutes. Then it got super humid and muggy out. The trails were a flooded, muddy mess. And then, because it's getting later, we're nearing the end of August. The sunset was pretty early. I broke up my headlamp around 7:30, 7:45, something like that. Decided to stick to single track trails and run almost the entirety of it on single track yesterday evening. Actually, this trail that I'm on here, I did like 3 times last night, just making loops around Company Mill. In case I ever wanted to bail, I would have been relatively close to the car and not like 10 miles out and forcing myself to run all the way back. But shortly after it got dark, it started storming again. Thunder, lightning, rain, and again, just did not want to be out at all yesterday. But I got it done, 21 miles, which complete turnaround from how things went last week, as you saw from last week's video, that I was only able to manage 12 miles because of my Achilles pain. But ever since that PT appointment I discussed yesterday, discussed last week, that has not been an issue, so I'm happy about that. Whoops. So again, as you saw in last week's video, Tuesday I ran almost 8 miles. It was pretty quick, average about 9:40 with a 170 heart rate. Wednesday I was able to go another 8 miles out and back on the Umstead Bridle. And then Thursday I did 12 miles with a run walk interval split 25-75, and practice a bunch of my power walking, which I will definitely need to be used to come race day, because running 100 miles, there will be lots and lots of walking. So I probably could run this hill. My heart rate's pretty low today, 150 right now. But again, practicing the walk, the power walks, just to try and make those last miles at Uwharrie not so bad, not as bad, if that's even possible. So after Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and yesterday's long run, that put me at about just under 50 miles for the week so far. And today I've got another 12 planned to round off 60 for the week. I'm pretty happy how things have felt so far this week, at least, especially considering how bad last week was. But perhaps I feel this good because I only ran a little bit last week. This is the section of trail I call like Devil's Spine, Devil's Backbone. It's like kind of a ridge. The river's down over here. It's pretty cool. I like this, especially if it's like snowy out. This trail is always pretty nice. This will take us down towards the bridge over here in just a second, and I think I'm gonna hop back on Sycamore again, one of the trails that I ran last night too. I'm gonna cut down this way and hop on Sycamore and do that loop, maybe out to the visitor center. I am so far, I think, 3.75 miles in. Sycamore is again another loop. We could either go left or right on Sycamore. I tend to like going left. There's a pretty big climb going this way, and I like to run that. This also travels by the river for a couple miles. It's pretty nice. The water lately has been so low. Again, last night we had a lot of rain, so it's a little bit more flowing than it typically is, at least how this season's been. Alright, this is the base of that hill that I was talking about. It starts over here. The river is just to the left. This hill's like a double whammy. It starts off pretty steep at the bottom near the river and then mellows out. And then when you get to the trail junction, if you continue right on the loop, it just keeps going up. So from the river to the top, when we cross the bridle road, it's a pretty significant climb. Alright, what's up? I'm back. So, I'm about 5.5 miles into the run so far, and I guess it's now time to talk about the main focus point of today's video, the Uwharrie 100. So, what is Uwharrie? Uwharrie is a very, very old, weathered mountain system. It's a national forest in Troy, North Carolina. It has some of the oldest mountains in the entire country. While nothing is like super tall, really. Good morning. Everything's been weathered down and eroded. The course is 5 loops of 20.5 miles. So in actuality, the race is about 102.5 miles total. Each loop has about 3,500 feet of gain, making for total about 17,500, which by the standard of 100-mile races is not necessarily the most impressive statistic. Excuse me. Obviously, it's not Umstead. Umstead 100 only has about 8,000 feet, and it's not Hellbender, which Hellbender has like 22 or 23,000 feet, 17,000 feet total. But the issue is the trails at Uwharrie are so unbelievably technical. There is not a single bit of Jeep road, forest road, not even anything that's as least technical as what I'm learning on right now, to be honest. So even 100-mile races like Western States or UTMB or any of like Leadville, even like the prestigious hard races out there, 100-mile races out there, all of them got some road, many miles of road and non-technical trails. Uwharrie is 102 miles of non-stop grinding, super technical, super rocky, hardly any sections to relax, settle into a pace really. So because of how unbelievably technical this race is, the slogan is simply relentless, and that is definitely an adequate representation. I've been out on the course several times, many times actually. I've ran the loop. They have a Uwharrie marathon every year that I've done a couple times. Actually, a few of those videos are posted to my channel if you want to go check those out. So the Uwharrie marathon, or just out running the loop. Yeah, so I've been to the course. I know the course. It's a tough course. This is always a pretty section of the trail that kind of cuts through this power line cut, and is open and pretty. Alright, just finished the loop on Sycamore. I think I'm 6.8 miles done. are back at the split on Company Mill. That's where I came from. Did the whole Sycamore loop. And now I head back up Company Mill. Okay, so as you can see, I'm back on the bridle. My plan was to continue on Company Mill all the way around, but I'm running pretty low on water, so I'm just gonna head back this way and fill up at the water fountain and then figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm at 7 miles total for the day so far. Okay, so back to Uwharrie. The race has a 36-hour cutoff. It starts at 6 a.m. on Saturday, and you have to be done by 6 p.m. on Sunday. My A goal is 32 hours. I'm gonna try planning to pace it to finish around 2 p.m. Which leaves 4 hours of extra time in case anything, or I should say when something big goes wrong. There's this website called Ultra Pacer Pro, I think, if I'm not saying that correctly. I'll put it up on the screen here. I think it's Ultra Pacing Pro, something like that. That lets you actually upload a GPX file to the website, put in the locations of all the aid stations. So it has this pretty crazy algorithm that calculates your goal, split, pace, time, effort, and all that based off of a whole bunch of factors. Like they have like a factor for heat to slow you down. They've got a nighttime factor that slows you down. You can put in customizable, like how many minutes you want to stop at each aid station. Default is 20% rate of slowing from the start to the finish, but you can put in a customized like fatigue rate. And so what it does is it goes through and it puts in this entire spreadsheet calculator, graphs, tables, charts, split times, anything and anything that you can imagine into a nice conveniently laid out form. So you can give your pacers, your crew, you can print off. I think I'm gonna print it off, laminate it, and carry it with me just to see if I'm on pace. But anyway, so my A goal is 32 hours. That's what I'll put into the calculator and start off trying to hit. B goal, 34 hours. C goal, finish before cutoff at 36. The plan, even for 32 hours, shows a very, very slow first lap. And of course, they only get slower from then. So, in the words of the race directors, he says, the first lap can't ever help you. It can only ever hurt you. So the goal on the very first lap is just don't go out too hard. Take the time at the aid stations. Use that time just to make sure everything is smooth and easy for the first 20 miles. My mentality, sort of say, is 20-mile warm-up, 100K race, 20 miles of suffer. That's kind of the mentality that I've got going into it. So, first 20 miles, super simple, super easy, super slow. Next 100K, next 3 laps, do my best to maintain pace, get through the night. I'm sure I'll have some pacers. I've got one hopefully lined up for the last lap, Carlita, assuming all goes well at her 100 at No Business, which is a couple weeks prior to my race. I'll have my parents there actually to help crew. My parents have never really helped at a race like this. They've actually never even really been to any of my races because my dad and stepmom work weekends, so it's always difficult for them to get out. My mom will also be there. We're actually driving up there together, and she's been with me to a couple of races. She was with me at my first marathon, actually, in Virginia. So it'll be nice to have them to help support and get me through. So I'm excited to bring them along through the journey to the hardest ever thing that I've done. Alright, decided to come down here by the lake. I'm at almost 9 miles in. 3 more miles to go. Okay, so the only problem going all the way down to the lake is that now I gotta climb this huge hill again. But this is the last one, and then 2 more miles of mostly all downhill to the finish. Alright everybody, that's it for this week. Just finished the run. It was 12 miles, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm really tired. I finished like 34 miles, I think, in the last 17 hours. 5 hours of sleep, lots of running. 60 miles for this week. I think next week I've got just about like that planned again. And then a cutback week. So this cycle I'm going to do two weeks of build and then 1 week of cutback instead of 3, just to give myself a little bit more time to recover. Alright, so that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. That would really mean a lot. Alright, I came over here to my car to get some water because I was really thirsty, but that's about it for this week. Thanks for watching. I will check in with you next week. So until then, see ya.